Let us pay homage to the Buddha. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. So, do you remember the 6 types of discourses? So, Dana Kathā, Sila Kathā, Sacca Kathā, Kamanang Adinava Kathā, Nekkhamma Ani Samsa Kathā, Catu Sacca Kathā. So, we can start talking about the 4 Noble Truths. Also, I think few days ago, someone from Zoom, they requested, maybe they want to learn something about the Visuddhi Magga. So, I will be talking about the 4 Noble Truths based on Visuddhi Magga, so that we can understand them together, Either we say the 4 Noble Truths, or we say the 3 trainings, or we say the 8-fold Noble Path, or we say the 7 purifications. They are all the same. Or we can also say the 4 foundations of mindfulness. These all are just the same practice mentioned in various ways. When we understand the root of practice, the root is the same, always the same. First, have to follow Sila. Based on that morality, we have to develop concentration, either access or jhana. Based on that concentration, then we further our practice, the practice of wisdom, discerning rupa. Then we move forward, discerning nama. We see their cause and effect. We link, these nama rupa in 11 ways. We have to understand them in 11 different ways. After understanding them in 11 different ways, then, now our mind is ready to understand anicca, dukkha and anatta. When we can see these nama rupa in 11 different ways, we break down all the compactness. After breaking down all the compactness, then we can discern anicca, dukkha, anatta. Our mind, our wisdom can penetrate it deeply. 40 different ways to realize anicca, dukkha and anatta. I think I do not have to go into detail about these 42. Janaka Vivamsa just finished his Dhamma talk here, 2 months ago. So only after that, that is the way to practice. Either we say Sila, Samadhi, Panya, or we say the 4 foundation of mindfulness, or we say the 7 purifications, or we say the understanding the 4 Noble Truths. They are all the same. The way of talking is different. Based on the listener, the Buddha taught in many different ways. But in Satipatthana Sutta, the Buddha have already told us, Ekayano ayang bhikkhave maggo sattanang visuddhiya. Because there is only one way, one practice, only one way of practice for beings to be purified. For the purification of beings, there is only one practice. So that is understanding the practice which makes us understand the 4 Noble Truths. So here I will be addressing how we can understand these 4 Noble Truths based on the 7 purifications. Or we can also say Visuddhi Magga, the path of purification. There is only one way, only one practice which can make the beings pure. Pure from what? Pure from lobha, pure from dosa, pure from moha. Become completely pure, to become an arahant. There is only one way of practice, which is, anyway we can say, 3 training, 4 foundation mindfulness, 7 purification, Anyway, that is the only one way of practice. So we should understand what is the way to practice. When we talk about Vishuddhimagga, nowadays many scholar, bhikkhus, especially I think in Thailand, they do not accept Vishuddhimagga, the practice of Vishuddhimagga. They say it is written by Venerable Buddhaghosa, who was born in a later time, and he wrote this practice. So it is not the way of meditation. It is not the way of practice. Many bhikkhus, they have this kind of idea. Even in Nepal, we can find some Bhantes who also disregard the Vishuddhimagga. But if we understand the root of Vishuddhimagga, actually we can say, it is not it was written by Venerable Buddhaghosa, but it is not his idea. Vishuddhimagga is just collection from all the Tipitaka. He just collected from various suttas, from various ways of teaching. He just collected and he presented it. But the talk about Vishuddhimagga happened already in the time of Buddha. If you want to know the sutta, it's called Ratha Vinita Sutta. The discourse of relay chariots. Ratha Vinita. So this sutta, it was a sutta which 2 arahantas were talking with each other. This sutta is the discussion of 2 arahantas. Not normal arahanta, no. One is the chief disciple of the Buddha. Another one is the great disciple of the Buddha. Bhante Sariputta and Bhante Purna Mantaliputta. Bhante Sariputta, everybody know, he was the chief among Buddha's disciple in wisdom. Then Bhante Purna Mantaliputta was the foremost disciple in giving Dhamma talk, Dhamma Kathika. No one could give Dhamma talk like Bhante Purna. He was the best one to deliver Dhamma talk. Many people, when Bhante Purna is giving Dhamma talk, many people go to listen to his Dhamma talk. Why? Because he is the foremost. After Buddha, he is the best one who can give Dhamma talks. So, even Bhante Purna, he gave Dhamma talk to Bhante Ananda, and Bhante Ananda becomes Sotapanna. Bhante Ananda did not learn from Buddha and become Sotapanna. It was Bhante Purna Mantaliputta, this Bhante Purna's Dhamma talk. Because of his Dhamma talk, Ananda Bhante became Sotapanna. Bhante Ananda, after ordination, he is still Puthujana. He wants to realize Nibbana, he wants to realize the Dhamma. So he went to Bhante Purna as his teacher. Bhante, please teach me the Dhamma. I want to learn the Dhamma. I want to realize Nibbana. So please teach me the Dhamma. Bhante Ananda requested, Then Bhante Purna, very skillful in giving Dhamma talks. He understood, as a Puthujana, we all are stuck in Sakkaya Ditti, self-view. This is me. This is mine. That is the strongest view of ordinary person. This is me, this is mine. I am seeing, I am listening, I am smelling, I am tasting, I am touching, I am thinking, right? So when you can remove this I or me, you remove personality view, Sakkaya Ditti. When you can remove Sakkaya Ditti, you become Sotapanna. So Bhante Purnam also, asks Bhante Ananda, okay, Venerable Ananda, you put one mirror in front of you. When you put one mirror in front of you, what will you see? So what will you see in the mirror? I'm asking you, why everybody silent? Or maybe lunch digest already, so nobody have energy to talk. What do you see in the mirror? We see our reflection, right? Okay, so when you see the reflection, so that is the mirror you? Is the reflection you? So what is that? No? Can you say this is me, this is mine? Can you say that? If you cannot say this is me, this is my, then who is that in the mirror? Who is that? Confusion. Because we have personality view. So there is confusion. Similarly, Punna Bhante also asked this question to Bhante Ananda. Ananda, when you see a reflection in the mirror, is the mirror Ananda? No, Bhante, no. Is the image Ananda? No, right? So it is just a reflection. So if you move away from the mirror, what happens? The image disappears. So based on causes, the image appears. If there are no causes, the image does not appear. Similar to this, we have the I and we have the Kathā. Based on contact, I consciousness arise. It is just a reflection. It is not me, not mine, not myself, not my soul. He is teaching to practice vipassana by 5 khanda method, 5 aggregate method. Similarly, we have the ear, we have the sound. When they are in contact, sound consciousness arises. It is just like a reflection in the mirror. It is not me, not mine, no I, not myself, not my soul. So he asks question in this way. Bhante Ananda replied. So this reflection, can we say it is permanent or impermanent? Then Ananda Bhante say it is impermanent. This impermanent, is it sukha or dukkha? It is dukkha, Bhante. So such impermanence, dukkha, can we say this is mine, this is my soul, this is me? We cannot say that. Similarly, Ananda, all the rupas in the past, in the present, in the future, internal, external, inferior, superior, gross, subtle, far and near, all these 11 kinds of rupa, you should understand it in the same way. It is not me. This is not mine. It is not myself. So at the end of this Dhamma talk, Bhante Ananda became Sotapanna. Bhante Ananda's wisdom was very sharp. Just by telling this much, he could understand everything. But nowadays, not easy. Even we repeat the sutta, cannot understand. Have to tell in detail. That is why we need the commentaries. Our wisdom is not sharp enough to understand the sutta just by itself. So we need the help of commentaries to understand the suttas better. So after Bhante Ananda, becomes Sotapanna, he becomes so happy. He went to Buddha. He always prays about Venerable Punna. My teacher is so great, and he even shared this Dhamma to many of his friends. My teacher taught the Dhamma in this way, and he repeated this sutta to many other Bhantes. So whenever even everybody prays Venerable Punna, So Bhante Sariputta also nearby the Buddha, he also is listening. Oh, Bhante Punna, everybody is praising him. He don't have jealousy. Bhante Sariputta does not have jealousy. He have mudita. He want to meet with Bhante Punna. Everybody praise this bhikkhu. He have a lot of good qualities. I also want to meet with him. I want to discuss the Dhamma with him. Like that. In Bhante Punna's side also, everybody prays about Bhante Sariputta. So he also know, the general of the Dhamma, Buddha's right hand, the most wisest person in the world after the Buddha. How is his wisdom? Maybe he is great. He has a lot of wisdom. So they know each other because they are both famous, but they have not met, So one day after end of Vasa, the Buddha Buddha went to Rajagaha, and then came back to Savatthi. So in Savatthi, Venerable Punna also came to pay respect to the Buddha with his knowledge. After paying respect to the Buddha, the Buddha also prays about Bhante Punna. I heard about you in your friends. I went and asked these questions, among the bhikkhus who have fewness of wishes, who have fewness of desires in this way. Buddha had asked 10 kinds of questions to the Sangha. Everybody say Bhante Punna, All these qualities, Bhante Punna have these qualities. So Buddha also gave him, sadhu, sadhu. It is very happy to know that your Sangha are inspired by you. Then, Bhante Sariputta's disciple also there listening to the Buddha's giving sadhu to Bhante Punna. So they listen and they know, he is Bhante Punna. Okay, our teacher Bhante Sariputta wanted to meet him for a long time. We should go and report to him. So after paying respect, they talk with Buddha and Bhante Punna talk sometime. Then Bhante Punna went. Then he went to Andhavana. Okay, so Andhavana is in Savatthi, from the southern gate of Jetavana. If you go southern part of Jetavana, you will reach Andhavana. So in Andhavana, it is a forest which was protected by the government. Nowadays also there are forests which is protected by the community, like community forests, national parks, conservation areas. So in those days also this Andhavana was protected. So people could not go there. Villagers did not go there to cut wood, cut trees, make no noises. So it was a place for Arahantas, bhikkhus, because no one go there, no disturb. So Bhante's Arahantas used to go there and meditate, spend their time with their meditation. So Bhante Punna also went to Andhavana. At that time, Bhante Sariputta's disciples informed him, Punna Bhante came to Savatthi, Jetavana. He is now in the monastery. So when Bhante Sariputta arrived to Jetavana, he already went to Andhavana. He got this news. So Bhante also followed him. Then he saw Punna Bhante sitting alone under a tree in some meditative attainments, some samapati, maybe phala samapati, enjoying the fruit of Nibbana. So when Bhante Punna was staying in this samapati, Bhante Sariputta also sat nearby with determination. Whenever Bhante Punna emerges from his attainment, may I also emerge from my attainment. So with this determination, Bhante Sariputta also entered into some attainment. So at the whole day they spent in their attainments. Then when evening happened, Bhante Punna, maybe he had his determination already. So when he emerged from his meditation, because of Bhante Sariputta's determination, he also emerged from his meditation. Then when he emerged from his meditation, they saw each other. Okay, then Bhante Sariputta asked, when they meet in the forest and then two Arahantas talking with each other. Bhante Sariputta asked the question, friend, you came in the sasana, you became a bhikkhu, you left your home, your family, and you became a homeless. What is the purpose of your ordination? Is it for purification of sila? Bhante Sariputta asks. So this is the first Visuddhi, Sila Visuddhi. Okay? Bhante Sariputta asks, is it for the purification of sila that you became a bhikkhu? Then Purna Bhante replied, no Hetam Bhante. No, maybe at that time they don't say Bhante, no? They say each other, Avuso. So, no Avuso, no my friend, I did not ordain just for purification of sila. Then Bhante Sariputta again asked, if not for purification of sila, then is it the purification of the mind, Chitta Vishuddhi, that you left your home, that you become a bhikkhu from lay life? Is it your purpose for purification of the mind, Chitta Vishuddhi? Then again Purna Bhante said, no, it is not the purpose of my ordination. Then Bhante Sariputta again asked, is it for purification of you, Ditti Vishuddhi, that you ordained from a layperson to a bhikkhu? You came under the Buddha's dispensation. Is it for purification of you, Ditti Vishuddhi? Then Purna Bhante again replied, no, Venerable, it is not for the purification of you. Then again, is it for purification of what? After that, what comes? Doubt. Kankha Vitarana Visuddhi. Is it for purification of doubt that you became a bhikkhu, you left your home, your family, and you come under the Buddha's dispensation? Purna Bhante again replied, no Bhante, it is not for purification of doubt. Then again Bhante Sariputta asks, is it for the purification of what is path and what is not the path that you come for, from lay life to homeless life? You come under dispensation of the Buddha. Magga Jnana Dasana Vishuddhi. Is it for that one? Then again Purna Bhante say, no Bhante, it's not for the purification of what is the path, what is not the path. That, we can do that by listening to Dhamma talk, staying in the home. We can know what is path, what is not the path. It is not my purpose. Then again Bhante asked, is it for the purification of knowledge and vision through practice? Pati Pada Jnana Dasana Vishuddhi. Is it for that, knowledge and vision through practice, purification of knowledge and vision through practice, that you left your home, left your family, and you come here under the Buddha's teaching? Then again Bhante said, no, it is not for that reason I ordained, I become bhikkhu. Okay, how many finish? 6. Now the 7th one, again Bhante Sariputta asks, is it for purification by knowledge and vision? This is referring to attainment of Nibbana, right? So it is for purification of knowledge and vision that you ordained under the Buddha's dispensation. So what did he say? What did he say? Is it for knowledge and vision that you came under the Buddha's dispensation? Knowledge and vision mean attainment of Nibbana. So what did he say? Yeah, we all think he will say yes, but no. He said no. It's not for purification of knowledge and vision that I came into the Buddha's dispensation. Here, Maybe everybody have confusion now. Why? What is there after Nibbana, right? Nibbana, we all as a Buddhist, we thought Nibbana is our final goal. But now according to Bhante Purna, no, that is not his purpose. So then Bhante Sariputta asked again, so for what purpose, my friend, did you come under the Buddha's dispensation? Did you leave your home, your family, and you became a bhikkhu? For what reason? What is the purpose? Then Bhante Purna said, it is for attainment of Nibbana without remainder that I came into the Buddha's dispensation. Anupadisesa Nibbana. You know, there are two types of Nibbana. Saupadisesa and Anupadisesa Nibbana. So, Bhante Sariputta's question referred to Saupadisesa Nibbana. That's why he said no. His goal is Anupadisesa Nibbana. So what is the difference between these two Nibbana? It is, the slight difference is, Saupadisesa Nibbana means Nibbana which is still have some remainder. Anupadisesa Nibbana is without any remainder. For example, if someone become Arahant, okay, he can enter into Nibbana. He can enter into cessation attainment, right? But after his attainment finish, he again have to come back to having the 5 aggregates. He is not yet free from 5 aggregates, His mind, okay, is free from kilesha, but still have 5 aggregates. Until his parinibbana, still have 5 aggregates, although he is Arahant. So this kind we call Saupadisesa Nibbana. Although finished, everything is finished, but still have remainder, 5 aggregates still remain. Then Anupadisesa Nibbana is, after parinibbana, what happened? Namarupa never arise, cease to exist. So that is final cessation without remainder. So that is the goal of Bhante Purna Mantaliputta. He said, because of attainment of Nibbana without any remainder, I came under the Buddha's dispensation. So we should not understand these as different things, but it is just the way the wise talk with each other, Then Bhante Sariputta again asked, so for your wish to have attained Nibbana without a remainder, is it possible without purification of sila? No, Bhante, it is not possible. Is it possible only with purification of sila? No, that is also not possible. So is it possible without purification of mind? It is not possible. It is possible only by purification of mind. That is also not possible. So in this way, all 7 we should do. He asked again. Then, he explained. So if only one is also not possible, and if without that is also impossible, so how is it possible, is the question. If by one is also not possible, but if without that is also impossible, so how is it possible? You understand me? Okay. Then Bhante Purna, he explained, without all 7 it is impossible to attain Nibbana. This is the word of an Arahant. Ekayano ayang bhikkhave maggo. This is the only path. If we do not practice all 7 purification, it is impossible for us to attain Nibbana. It is not said by Bhante Buddhaghosa, or it is not said by later commentary scholars. It is the word of Arahant, not normal Arahant, great disciple and chief disciple. This is the talk between two great disciples, two great Arahantas of our dispensation. So if someone says Vishuddhi Magga is not the teaching of Buddha, Bhante Buddhaghosa write it, so maybe we should tell them to go and study this sutta. It is the word of the wise. Without these 7 purifications, we cannot attain the final Nibbana without remainderless Nibbana. It is not possible to attain this remainderless Nibbana. Then Bhante Purna give an example. Okay, Bhante, let me explain you with one example. So he says, suppose King Kosala, suppose King Kosala want to go from Savatthi to Saketa. Okay, he want to go from Savatthi to Saketa, and there are 7 chariots in station, 7 bus station, like that, 7 chariot station. So he go into first chariot, travel maybe distance, okay, 1 yojana, something like that. Then he get out from that chariot. Then he go to another chariot. Then he go to some distance. Then he get out from second one. Then he go into the third one. Like this. At the end of 7th chariot, he will reach to Saketa. So if someone asks, which chariot did you come from? Which chariot did you arrive to Saketa? So if he show only the 7th one, is that correct? That is also not correct. Did he come from Savatthi to Saketa only on 1 chariot? That is also not correct. But can only 1 chariot bring him from Saketa to Savatthi? That is also not correct. It is because of all the 7 chariots. At the end of 1 chariot, he could change the chariot, move to next one. At the end of that chariot, he could move to next one. That is how he could go from Savatthi to Saketa. In the same way, when one wants to attain Nibbana, first he have to take the chariot of Sila. When his Sila is purified, purification of Sila, then he has to get out from that. Then he have to go to Chitta Vishuddhi, chariot of Chitta Vishuddhi. Then from that, after he have Chitta Vishuddhi, he get out. Then he go to Ditti Vishuddhi. Then Kankha Vitarana Vishuddhi, Magga Jnana Dasana Vishuddhi, Patipada Jnana Dasana Vishuddhi, Jnana Dasana Vishuddhi. In this way, one being can become purified, not only by one practice, and not missing all. If he misses 1 chariot, can he reach the destination? It is impossible to reach the destination. So because of this reason, similarly, we need all these 7 purifications in order to attain Nibbana. Then Bhante Sariputta, very happy, very impressed by Bhante Purna's maybe Dhamma talk, no? So he asks, what is your name? My name is Purna, son of Mantali. Sadhu, sadhu, I had heard great things about you. Today I could meet you and listen to the Dhamma with you. I feel so happy. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. I had heard great things about you. Now I'm very lucky today I could meet you in person and listen to the Dhamma. Bhante Sariputta expresses sadhu. Then Bhante Purna also asks, what is your name, Venerable Sir? Then he said, my name is Upatissa. My Sangha, my venerable bhikkhus know me as son of Sari, Sariputta, son of Rupa Sari. That is his mother's name. His mother name is Rupa Sari. That's why he became Sariputta. So my name is Upatissa, but my bhikkhu sangha know me as Sariputta. When Bhante Sariputta explained the name, then Bhante Purna also very happy. Sadhu, sadhu. Today I could meet the general of the Dhamma. Today I could meet the one who is the most wisest after the Buddha. Then they both, said sadhu, greeted each other, very happy ending. So this is the sutta where we can find the proof about Vishuddhimagga and the path to practice. So two Arahantas have confirmed that this is the way. If someone wants to attain Nibbana, they should practice in this order. They should not skip. If someone skips some part, then they cannot realize Nibbana. So this is also called Vishuddhimagga, the path of purification. So there are 7 steps, in this Vishuddhimagga. So first one is Sila Visuddhi. We should purify our Sila. Then is Chitta Visuddhi. Chitta Visuddhi is attainment of concentration, attainment of jhana, attainment of upachara and jhana samadhi, Sa upachara atta samapatiyo chitta visuddhi nama. In this way, the commentary have mentioned about chitta visuddhi. Sa upachara atta samapatiyo. 8 attainments together with excess concentration, we can say as chitta visuddhi. So if you have excess concentration or if you have jhana, 8 attainments, that when you can attain these qualities, your chitta visuddhi, path of purification, chariot is complete. So you can get off from that chariot. Then you have to go to next chariot is Ditti Visuddhi, purification of view. In this purification of view, you have to start with your body. Lakhana rasa pachupathana padathana vasena rupa rupa parigaha Ditti Visuddhi nama. In this way, commentary have given us explanation. How should we do Ditti Visuddhi? How should we practice? We have to see Nama and Rupa in 4 different ways: characteristics, function, manifestation, proximate cause. When we can separate them in these 4 ways, we have purification of view. Okay, now I'm just giving the title. Then is Kankha Vitarana Vishuddhi, overcoming doubt. So how you can overcome doubt? There are many doubts. Doubt about the past, doubt about the present, doubt about the future. Was I in the past? Who was I in the past? How was I in the past? Right? Am I now? Who am I? What am I? How am I? Will I be in the future? How will I be in the future? What will I be in the future? So all these doubts we have. These kind of doubts we have to remove through practice of Kankha Vitarana. Vishuddhi will remove these kind of doubt. Around 16 wrong views can be removed. So this is called Pachaya Parigaha Jnana. Based on that knowledge, we can remove the doubt, overcome the doubt. Then Magga Jnana Dasana Vishuddhi. What is the right path? What is the wrong path? When yogis at this stage, they start experiencing, upakilesas. They start experiencing wrong things. They think they attain Nibbana. Then, if they think like that, they are in the wrong path. So, we have to be careful. We have to practice properly, correctly, under the guidance of a good teacher, that we can overcome this. We know this is not the path, this is the path. Then, Patipada Jnana Dasana Vishuddhi. We have to practice seeing, arising, perishing, only perishing later, perishing. Then the mind is disgusted with Nama and Rupa. Always perishing. I don't want this. I don't want this. I don't want this. Then when the mind does not want this, after a long practice, when your mind is very stable, it becomes stable with this formation. When the mind is stable with the formation, and when your wisdom is mature, then it will go beyond Nama and Rupa, beyond which is perishing, to a stable place, which is called Jnana Dasana Vishuddhi. This is just by realizing. When you can realize Nibbana, because your mind has seen Nibbana, it becomes purified. kilesas will be eradicated because of Magga Chitta. When Magga mind arises, it has the power of cutting defilements from the roots. So this is the practice of to realize the Four Noble Truths, starting from Sila up to the Jnana, Dasana, Vishuddhi, knowledge and vision, purification through knowledge and vision. So, if I go into detail about Vishuddhi Magga, I think around 4 years or 5 years ago, I remember, I think I took around, how much Bhante? 1 month or? Around 1 month, right? Maybe around 1 month I went so detailed. In 1 month I could go only up to Ditthi Vishuddhi. Ditthi Vishuddhi also not complete, just a little portion of Ditthi Vishuddhi. So we don't have much time here to go in that detail. So I will just try to go in generally, so people can know what is the way of practicing, what is the way to be free from suffering, how we can realize Nibbana. Cannot go in much detail because it will take very long time, it is very deep. So yeah, this is called Vishuddhi Magga. So for your general knowledge, when Venerable Buddhaghosa went to Sri Lanka in order to translate and in order to write commentaries, in order to translate all the Tipitakas, at that time the Sanghanayaka, the Arahantas of Sri Lanka, they cannot give this duty to any bhikkhu, right? Cannot give this duty to any bhikkhu. He should be knowledgeable enough. If he wants to translate all the Pitaka, if he wants to write commentaries, how can we give this duty to normal bhikkhu? So they tested him, the Sangha of Sri Lanka, the Arahantas, the people who had noble person at the time, they tested him. They gave one stanza from Jata Sutta. Jata Sutta. This sutta, there is one ascetic. Jata means matted hair ascetic. So he comes to Buddha and he asks one question. Inside there is entanglement, outside there is entanglement. Everywhere the beings are entangled. I ask you, O Gotama, who can be free from this entanglement? Anto jata bahi jata jataya jatita paja tang tang Gotama puchami ko imang vichate jatam. In this way he asks the question to Buddha. Then the Buddha replied, Sile patithaya naro sapanyo chittang panya sabhave atapi nipako bhikkhu so imang vichate jatam. Those sile patithaya naro sapanyo chittang panya sabhave atapi nipako bhikkhu so imang vichate jatam. A person who has good morality and his mind is concentrated through wisdom. He practices wisdom through concentration. And atapi nipako bhikkhu, he is ardent, he is not lazy, he practices meditation diligently. He practices sila, samadhi and panya diligently. This bhikkhu can be free from all the entanglement of the world. All the bondage from kilesa, he can be free. So the Buddha gave answer in this way. So the Mahatheras of Sri Lanka choose this stanza. And they gave this stanza to Bhante Buddhaghosa. Okay, if you want to translate the Pitaka, first explain this stanza. Then they give this. Sile patithaya naro sapanyo chittang panya sabhave atapi nipako bhikkhu so imam vichate jatam. Okay, just explain this. Then based on your explanation, we will know how much knowledge you have. Then Bhante Buddhaghosa started writing. He wanted to explain this stanza. He wrote the Vishuddhi Magga. more than 800 pages just to explain this one stanza. And such was his knowledge, such was his wisdom. So when he wrote Visuddhimagga, Sacca, in the night he finished. He put it in his table and he went to sleep. Okay, tomorrow I will give this to the Sangha to check. Then Sacca came and he took. Because Sacca is Sotapanna, right? So he also wants to protect the Sasana. So he also tested. Okay, the Sangha also tested Bhante Buddhaghosa. Sacca also want to test Bhante Buddhaghosa. So he took this and he hid it. Then the next morning Bhante Buddhaghosa wake up, he see, disappear. What to do? Okay, write again. He started writing again. He finished the way of practice, how one can attain Nibbana through this stanza. It is the teaching of the Buddha. It is not Bhante Buddhaghosa's teaching, right? It is the teaching of the Buddha from Jata Sutta. And okay, then after maybe some time, it took him some time, he wrote again, finished. He put there, he sleep. Second time again Sacca took. The third time again he write. Then the third time, Sacca check him. So the 3 times, when Sacca check, all 3 copies of Visuddhimagga were the same, not different. At that time they did not have computer, they did not have any archive. He just wrote it based on his knowledge. He just wrote everything based on his knowledge, wisdom. Then after his 3rd copy finished, he went to sleep. Tomorrow, okay, we show to the Sangha. Maybe 3rd time, maybe too much, so maybe he sleep with himself. Maybe, I'm not sure. Maybe he put under his pillow and sleep, maybe, because he don't want it to disappear. Then in the morning, the 2 copies also he found. Sacca returned back the 2 copies. So these 3 copies he presented to the Sangha. At that time, the Sangha is also not normal Sangha in Sri Lanka, no? They were Ariyas, Arahantas, Sotapannas, Anagamis. Those were the Sangha at that time. They read this book. Then those people verified this is the way to realize Nibbana. Because they themselves have practiced and they themselves have realized Nibbana. They are Arahantas. So they approve, okay, this is the way. If someone wants to be free from entanglement, this is the true meaning of this sutta. This is the true meaning of this Kathā. The Buddha's word, it is the true meaning. This is the only way. Okay, we approve of your knowledge. Now you can start translating, you can start writing commentaries. Then only the Sangha of Sri Lanka approve. So, Visuddhimagga is such a text that has been approved, from Buddha's time with Bhante Sariputta, Bhante Moggallana. So that is one proof of Visuddhimagga, Ratha Vinita Sutta. Another proof, if you want to check, is Jata Sutta, the Buddha's word himself. Okay, so I will finish. So based on this, now we understand about some history about Visuddhimagga, some history about how it started, and there is much more reason to follow this practice. It is the only way to realize Nibbana. So nowadays in the world we can see many different kinds of practice. People say this is the way to practice to realize Nibbana. But if we see according to the text, if we are very strict with the Tipitaka, then we should know. If what they are teaching have this 7 purification, okay, their teaching is true, is correct. If their teaching is missing some part, then that is not complete teaching. We cannot say it is the complete way to realize Nibbana. So we can know by our own wisdom, by our own knowledge, by our own studies. We should be able to understand whether some practice can lead to Nibbana or not. So by saying this, may you all be able to understand the 7 purifications, and may you all be able to practice it so that you all can attain Nibbana. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Roger.
In this seven step of purification, so the Shila maybe throughout the process there may be Shila, because in beginner we take Shila and the Chitta Visuddhi together, like together we do. Like in these 7 steps of purification, the Shila and the Chitta Visuddhi go together, and throughout the steps maybe Shila will be always there.
Yeah, those are the foundation. Yes, Bhante. So
Shila will remain throughout the process, and at the beginning we take Shila and the Chitta Visuddhi together. We practice.
In the practice, we in practice you can practice when you are doing vipassana. You are practicing all, right? So it is just a way for explanation. You take this chariot, you come out, you go this chariot, but coming out does not mean in your practice, okay, when you attain jhana, you break your sila. Yeah. It's not that meaning one day.
So I mean the sila will remain.
Yeah. Without sila. Yeah, without sila. If you break sila, you do not enter the first chariot. So you cannot even go to other chariot like that. It is just a mode of teaching, just a way of example Bhante Purna give to Bhante Sariputta. But we should understand all 7 are needed. Without one, we cannot progress. So all 7 is equally important. That was the message of Bhante Purna. All 7 is needed. If we do not have even one, okay, finish. Is impossible. So if you do not have Chitta Visuddhi, which is concentration, you cannot realize Nibbana.
Bhante, here's an online request. Bhante, we would like to listen something more about the Venerable Buddhaghosa.
Maybe I think you can read in the introduction of Visuddhimagga quite detailed. It's quite similar with Bhante Mogali Putta Tissa Thera. The story is somewhat similar. He was from in Brahmaram, then Arahantas Bhantes try to see who is capable in the world who can protect the sasana. So they see this Brahma. So Arahantas, they go to this Brahma and request, please come down, we need your help for recovering the sasana. Then he was born near India, and like that is quite similar. So I also don't remember properly because I read it long time ago. So if I say now, maybe I will make some mistakes. So better you read yourself in introduction of Visuddhimagga. It's mentioned about Bhante Buddhaghosa.
Previously you mentioned only Bodhisattva can determine to end his life. But how this Venerable Buddhaghosa, his previous life is Brahma.
Yeah.
He ended his life and...
It's not mentioned he end himself. Maybe his wisdom, his life was about to finish naturally. It's not mentioned he end his life. They just requested.
Yeah.
Not mention he end his life by determination. Only bodhisattvas can do that.
Also, that means those arahants, they check he can help the Buddha Sasana, and also his life is going to end.
Yeah, who is suitable person? Who is the suitable being who can protect Sasana? They check in this way. You read yourself.
Another similar story about King Milinda and the Venerable Nagasena. It's also some arahant cannot debate the king, so they go to Brahma.
Yeah.
That also means his life is going to the end. That's why they choose him.
It should be like that. It's clearly mentioned. So only Digayuka, when only Bodhisattva, when they are in long life devas, they do not stay there a long time, so that they cannot fulfill parami there. So they cut their life. For other beings, cannot do. That is clearly mentioned.
From which commentary?
You can see Buddha Vamsa yourself. Read Buddha Vamsa.
Okay, the samadhi we can say up to 4 jhana, not for the 8 jhana. Like that. But for vipassana, we proceed to only the samadhi. Like first, second, third, fourth, only up to 4 jhana is considered as samadhi.
Sama Samadhi, you mean?
Sorry. Sama Samadhi. So SS concentration is also Sama Samadhi.
Yeah. So if we see the suttas, the Buddha mentioned up to 4 jhana.
Up to 4 jhana.
4 jhana. But if you see in the commentaries, even the 8 attainment, because there is one sutta. Based on that sutta, the commentaries take, the Buddha himself has said, like the 4 arupa jhanas can be a strong base for attainment of Nibbana. Akasanya yatana jhana paham bhikkhave nisaya asawang khayang vadami. In this way the Buddha have himself mentioned. So means, based on the akasanya nancha yatana jhana, if you practice vipassana, you can end all kilesas. You can be free from fetters. Asava khayang vadami. So Buddha himself have mentioned that 4 arupa jhanas also, you can use them to practice vipassana to make an end of suffering. So because of those words of the Buddhas in another sutta, so we should consider all 8 attainments as Chitta Vishuddhi.
But in Mahasatipatthana Sutta, only up to the 4th jhana is said as mentioned.
Yeah. In that sutta, according to that sutta, only 4 jhana. But other sutta, I just gave you the sutta in Pali, right, Bhante? Even in Pali is mentioned in that way. Akasanya yatana phaham bhikkhave jhanang nisaya asavang khayang vadami. Vinyanan chayatana jhanam paham bhikkhave nisaya asavang khayang vadami. Something like this. So the Buddha have given all 4 arupa jhanas. He have said in this way. So based on that teaching, we should also consider that as also Samma Samadhi. Then in each jhana, before each jhana you have the access. So you have the first jhana access concentration, second jhana access concentration, third jhana access concentration, fourth jhana access concentration, also the 4 arupas access concentration. So those access concentration also we take as Chitta Vishuddhi, or right concentration. That's why in commentary they mention Sa Upachara Atha Samapatiyo. 8 attainment together with access concentration is called Chitta Vishuddhi.
So in case of Sila, that the lay person only take 5 Sila, 8 Sila, we take 225, 7 Sila. So for the Chitta Vishuddhi, it doesn't affect so much.
It will affect. The more Sila you practice, the faster your mind can be concentrated.
In that sense.
Yes.
But lay person person also by taking 5 precepts also it's possible to.
Yes. They cannot take more. For lay person is either 5 precepts, 8 precepts, 9 precepts or 10 precepts.
Only the difference is the faster or the
Yes.
duration we can say.
Yeah.
For the duration.
It is because bhikkhus have a lot of sila. It is easy to guard our faculties. So it is easy for sati. Your sati will not break because of bhikkhu precepts. Your sati is always strong. Your sati is very strong. When your sati is very strong because of your sila, it will directly affect your concentration. In order to not break rules, you should remember, right? You should know 227 rules in your mind. You should have sati. Oh, I should not do this, I should not do this, I cannot do this, I cannot do this. So that is sati. Your sati is strong. So akusala will not arise in your mind easily. It is guarded with sati, so easy for concentration. For lay people, 5 precepts. Other thing they can do, whatever. So their sense is not guarded. So it will take long time for them. We can have that difference. As bhikkhus, it is easier because the more sila we practice, the more stronger our sati. That is one way of understanding. There are many ways. The Buddha say in many ways. This is one way.
Is there mention about the Buddha Buddha's attainment?
No. Any question? No question? Okay. So we can share merits. Idam me punyang asavakhaya vahang hotu. Idam me punyang nibbanasa pacayo hotu. Mama punya bhagang sabba satanam ajemi te sabe me samang punya bhagang labhantu sadhu sadhu sadhu.